All right, traders, a very warm welcome to you all. I am Devang Mehra from the Financial Analyst, and I welcome you to the post-market analysis. So today, a very volatile day indeed. In the morning, you saw markets open higher. It was followed by a good 400-point profit booking. Again, consolidation throughout the day. Again, Bank Nifty went up, crossed 35,000, 35,200, and immediately when everyone thought that things are fine now, in the last half an hour, we saw a good 400-point profit booking coming in Bank Nifty, and you can relate the same with Nifty. So it was a volatile day. A lot of things I want to discuss because we need clarity on a lot of issues. So before further ado, let's get started. Let me know how was your day today. On Telegram, we have been very active for the last 2 3 days. Let me know if you like that. If the support that you're getting is great, is good. How was your day? Did you take the trades that we had mentioned? The suggestions, the hints that we have given you. For example, Axis Bank, IOC, all the other 35,000 calls of Bank Nifty, 35,000 puts of Bank Nifty. Lots of them are available. So let me know in the comments if you made some money on any of these trades and if you benefited from the Telegram channel in general. So let's get started. First of all, I want to talk about how the markets opened, right? We'll talk about what we discussed yesterday. We'll move in a sequence. So you can skip if you are not interested in those parts. So we'll start with how markets opened, what we discussed last night, and how the markets have closed, how to plan for the next days now. So please like, subscribe, share, guys. That's the least you can do for me. It means the most. Let's again try to reach 500 likes. Let's keep that consistent. It would mean a lot to me. Comment, share if you're new. If you like, share it with your friends. Subscribe, and also hit the bell icon. So today what happened was I'll just hide the Bollinger Bands. Let's make things very simple. Today Bank Nifty. Sorry, I'll start with Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty opened gap up. Yesterday, I clarified something very, very simple. I said tomorrow, if you're gapping up, my video's title yesterday was very similar. That yesterday's yeah. So Monday gap up ends in red. So today we haven't ended in red. I don't know if we have actually, but I don't think we ended in red. We have ended quite I think 1% up. But I'll talk about that also. Give me a second. But yesterday's main focus was this only, that if the markets are opening with a gap up, listen to this video because this was the trade I took. And a lot of people took it. It's on Instagram. You can all see the screenshots. But this was the simplest idea I could have given yesterday. And I said that big fat round numbers are very important support and resistance. So please listen to this video for a minute.
Much importance I place to round fat big numbers. Telegram, YouTube is full of them. So 35,000 is a big round number. That is going to be a hurdle for Bank Nifty tomorrow. I think it's going to be difficult to break. If it breaks, hats off to Bank Nifty. But I will not be expecting 35,000 to break. I would require a pause in the markets. Give me 2 minutes, I will explain. So if you're opening somewhere around, let's say 34,900, have a stop loss above 15-minute closing above 35,000, you can try to short the market. But if you're in longs of the same expiry, please book profits over here. If you're opening flat, observe market.
Perfect. So did you listen to what I said? It was very simple. I hope you all remembered the plan. So I said if anyone is holding longs, so I'm not expecting everyone is holding nothing. So anyone was holding longs. I told everyone quite clearly yesterday's video, 35,000 is a big hurdle. You might have went up 60, 70 odd points above that, but you saw immediately the selling came in. You didn't have time. So 35,000 was a great place to book profits. Whoever did that, hats off you. You made the optimum profits. And you didn't reach that level until the end of the day around 230, 245. So I think you're still fine. And if you waited in a long till this point of time, I'm very sure your premiums have decayed a lot. So that was one advice which I think played perfectly. The second advice I gave was that even if you haven't went long, don't go buy the gap up. I've been saying that a lot of times, even today for the last couple of days. We are not buying gap ups. We are buying fear. We are buying panic. I've also given you a hint. The next 15, 20 days, try to buy fear. If you want to short intraday, that's fine. I'm not saying that markets are going to go rally in a single line. I'm not saying that. If it does, hats off. We will take part, and then I'll give you some ideas. But you have to understand this is markets, and in markets, it's not a linear motion. It goes in a very logical manner. It goes up, it goes down. So it gives you higher swing tops, higher swing bottoms, etc. and etc. So going forward, if you are getting big gap ups in the market, don't try to buy those gap ups. But your job will be try to find panic, try to find selling, and try to buy those dips. That is something that you have to follow now for the coming days. Of course, today's selling which has happened is something we have to see. We'll have to see the cash data, we'll have to see the FI data. So that I will give the commentary on Telegram, my Telegram channel in the evening. But for the sake of, but let's forget about that for now. So today morning I did the same thing, 35,000 put option, whatever we did. We went short somewhere over here and we got a good 200 points, easy profits. I mean, it was one of the easiest trades that you could have taken in the mornings. And this was how the day was. And markets were completely in a sideways range. Nothing, it wasn't doing anything. And I think this was something we had planned. I also talked about the rule of three. If you all remember, this very slight hints I've been giving you that whenever the market gives a very big trending day, it can consolidate for 3 consecutive days or 2 consecutive days. So today, Bank Nifty, what it's done on a daily chart is nothing. It's the same what it has done in the last couple of days. Can you see the similarities here? Markets shot up. It gave you a doji. It's the same thing that we are witnessing right now. So it could mean that the next 1-2 days, what we planned earlier could happen again. You could see some kind of declines in the next 1-2 days. But my view remains same. I'm very adamant about it. I do not want to confuse my audience to say that I am bearish. We might go intraday short. We might take a short for 1-2 days. But overall, we are trying to find panic and we are trying to buy that panic. I hope this overall idea is clear. So let me just discuss this, the Telegram messages that we have sent. I believe they're very, very important. Why? Because whatever, a lot of people do not understand what I write. And I do get a lot of messages that, you mentioned this trade, what's the target? For example, I got a message today that what's the target of Axis Bank? So try to understand, I'm not a nugget hunter. I will not give you targets. I'm sometimes very simple to give you a SL. A lot of times I won't even give you SLs. But even today, even on Friday, all trades have been working. So if trades are moving in your favor, please see for yourself what's your risk, what's your reward. But please don't keep asking for targets and SLs from me. If you keep on doing that, I will have to block you. Please understand. I'm handling a very big community and I want to keep uniformity and I want to keep equality in this community. I hope you understand my perspective, because I do not have any idea what's your risk, what's your reward like, because I might have a fully different risk capacity and you might not even be able to bear 1% of that. So that's the reason I can't give you stop losses and targets. So if you haven't joined our Telegram channel, I think you should. It's high time you should. It's a free Telegram channel. It's called TFA Investment. You can search that on Telegram. You can also search the financial analyst on Telegram and you will reach my channel. We have around 73-40 subscribers and I would love to increase this count to 8,000 and 10,000 maybe in the coming months. That would mean the most to me. The more people we help, the better it is for us. So, in the mornings, when things started, I've been telling you, Himalay's been telling you, enjoy the PSU Bank rally, sit tight, enjoy the PSU Bank rally. Yes, over the next couple of hours, we saw Canara Bank going up. I'll talk about that also. Let's talk about Canara Bank since we're on the topic of PSU banks. Yeah, so I said that Canara Bank will explode today above 138, and a lot of people made really good money on this at 158. Sorry, and I think within about 2-5 minutes, it touched about 160, 159, and then 160. So I hope you made some good money on Canara Bank. If you did, let me know in the comments. Let me see how many people are actually listening to the advice and actually getting some good money out of them. Then I also said that we are in these investments. Again, I'm saying we are not buying PSU banks today. We have bought them 4-5 days back, and now we are enjoying the gains. Today, we did see some kind of profit booking, some kind of aggressive selling coming in Canara and the PSU banks in general in the last half of the market. That I believe was due to the general profit booking, and at the same time, Canara Bank had a board announcement that they're looking for fundraising in the next couple of days. So maybe because of that, created some uncertainty and the markets did come down and people booked profit ahead of that. But I'm still bullish on the PSU banks, right? All these dips that come, I find reasons to buy those dips. So please, I'm expecting you all not to panic. Okay, then we talked about the 34,800 put options, right? First of all, the Axis Bank BTSTs, they were successful. I told you very clearly yesterday's video. I can show that to you on the charts as well. So Axis Bank yesterday gave a great breakout, right? on Friday. And today I told you what I said, that if the markets are opening gap down, it's like that Mahindra trade we faced earlier. So we get out. However, if the markets are opening flat, you can wait for some time and enjoy the gain. So we exited at 737. I message this also on the Telegram channel that I am exiting as planned at 737. So everything was clear. So some people came to me and said that, it made high of 748. So you sit now. I'm not stopping you. If you want to sit, you sit. But if I'm in a BTST trade, that is as much as I want to go. The second reason I can't sit is because if I am in a May expiry, as I explained yesterday, I would have decayed my entire premium here and I would have hardly made anything even on this rally. That is because I'm in the current month expiry and I'm going to get literally decayed. That was one advice I've already given. I also gave another very good piece of advice. I said, if you're in a June expiry and if you open flat, what did I say? Please let me know in the comments. And you still do these small mistakes. If you're in the June expiry and you open flat or gap up, you can stay in the trade for long because you don't have the trouble of your premiums expiring. The time is in your side. So that was about Axis Bank. I again gave a trade on Axis Bank. So we did a good BTST here. I also gave a trade on Axis Bank over here when I said that Axis Bank 738 or something looking very strong and you came to 750. So you should have made another 10 rupees if you still were in Axis Bank. So that was about Axis Bank. Another thing which people are very inquisitive about on Friday, I still remember so many messages coming to me. They said, yeah, sir, SGX Nifty is down at 15,100. Nifty closing was at 15,170. What do we do now? Is the Monday market crashing? I told you something then. I'm again telling you something now. SGX Nifty likes to party. It's a hardcore addict when it comes to partying in the night. It loves nightclubs. It loves to dance. So whenever SGX Nifty, you see it in the night, it's out partying. However, when it wakes up, it has a hangover. It forgets where it was last night. That's exactly what I explained on yesterday's video. At the same time, I explained it today as well. And we took trades accordingly. So don't forget that about SGX Nifty. It does not matter what SGX Nifty is doing. It can help you open. However, it cannot decide your direction of the day. American market as well as the SGX Nifty. I hope that point is very, very clear as well. By the way, I also sent this message of SBI. SBI is looking very, very strong. All the brokers have outperformed rating, and HSBC, Haitong, Nomura, Goldman Sachs, Credit Suisse, everyone has raised targets. So that also helped PSU banks come up today. Today PNB was up 5%. So we are enjoying the gains. Bank of Baroda 82, Canada 160. So we are enjoying the gains. We are enjoying this rally of PSU banks that we are witnessing. So then it was the time, 35,000. We took that. We booked our profits over there. And I've also given you another idea. Please put your triggers. Hero MotoCorp, if it touches 3,000, you can try to buy, whether it's intraday swing. Hero MotoCorp will blast above 3,000. That is, do not try to attempt to buy below 3,000 because in that case, your SLs will be large, but you will still not be in a winning trade. Going forward, we discussed 35K stiff resistance. Let's go make some money on the short side. Now I entered, as I said, see how aptly I'm planning my trades. I took very small quantity to start with, 75 quantity, and I went short, made some small money. So can you see how when I go long, I was on big quantity. If I show you, when I went long in the markets, I was holding around 325 quantities. Still not a lot, but I was fine because already a big momentum had come. I can't go with 500 quantities, 1,000 quantity right now. I have to be very, very optimistic. The capital used, you can already calculate. It's all in front of the screen. So people who are skeptical on saying कि आप तो यार बहुत capital use करते हो, you can calculate. I don't have to waste time on all that. But when I went short initially, when I started my short trade, I only did a short of 75 quantity. However, when I get a good pullback, when I got a good pullback, I think I added more 100 quantity, 200 quantity, and then I kept on booking my trades until I reached 31,000. So I had a good day in the start, and I also said that please remember now, let's not overtrade. We have made good money in the morning, so let's avoid the markets now. Always remember, guys, markets will give you thousands of opportunities. If you've done your quota for the day, I think today on these entire trades, I was using a 1 lakh or I think 80,000 capital. 1 lakh capital approximately. So I made a 34% return. I think that's a lot of return. So I was greedy enough in the evening. That's why I ended up with 100% return today. However, if you make good money, good percentage, I think a good percentage is a 5-10% per day or per week also. But if you're doing that much more than that, if you're getting an alpha, you should stop your day and not overtrade. Just keep that point in mind. I think it'll be helping me out. GMM Porter has been going nuts. I have no words. Whoever is on this train is probably thanking me right now. Let me know how many people are holding GMM. Also, let me know what's the amount of profit that you are getting in GMM. I want to know that. I'll be very, very happy to know how much money have you earned and if you are still in the trade in GMM Porter or not. And hit the like button. I would enjoy that. So going forward, PNB going great, etc., etc. Then I said that let's sit out of the market. Then Cummins India, I gave that trade. By the way, Himalaya has been doing option selling. You all are aware of his spreads, of his positions. He's doing great with the SBI futures, PSU banks, that is, and his Nifty spread on the bullish side, option selling. So this is another hint I gave. I always keep on giving you hints. I can't say buy IOC, SL this. Please, if you are new to the channel, you're never going to get that from me. Maybe once in a blue moon. But please, I want you new people, observe the channel for the past couple of days. Observe the videos that I've been doing for the past couple of days because they are in sequence. Everything I say is a continuation of the past. I do not say anything new. If I am saying buy the market, it's probably been coming for the last 7 to 8 days. I'm not saying it today because our views are quite same for the last couple of days. So for new people, this is not a place for calls for nugget hunting. If that is something you're looking for, then I think you have to find someone else. I think there are many more people qualified than me to give calls. So please move along is something I can say. So IOC, again, I reminded in 11:38. I said we have already gave you IOC trade at 107.2. It is still very strong. Please hold. It is very, very strong. Another hint, today IOC, I think, touched 110. It was up about 5%. I think it was the only company in the power and energy sector that outperformed today. So you can see in the oil and gas sector, IOC touched about 5% highs, and it's been doing very, very well. I'm very bullish on IOC. The highest made today was 109.9. So 110 was the high. If you made money on IOC again, let me know. I want to know about that. Another one was Godrej Properties. I've been saying again and again in the real estate space, I'm bullish on L&T above 1440. You all must be remembering those levels. I'm bullish on Godrej Properties and NBCC for now. I have not covered the other companies. So if I'm covering these companies, pay attention. So I got another trigger. I again reminded we are still strong. And I think we touched 30, 60 levels or something on Godrej Properties. Again, HCL Tech, by the way, if anyone is new, HCL Tech is something to look forward to. Even Godrej Industry is a great, I think, bet for a long-term investment that you can get into. Kalpataru doing very, very well. And again at 12:34. Now, this was a time when the markets were consolidated. Something very interesting. A lot of people asked me, how do you know that the market was going to come up? Why did you ask us to buy calls? I got lots of messages. Why did we buy 35,000 calls? Also, why did we buy out the money calls? Let's talk about that. You have to learn from how I think. It's not going to, I can't teach everything to you, on Telegram. So you please watch these videos. I also can't keep on giving you calls. The more you're dependent on me, the more bad it is for yourself because I can't help you manage your trades. We'll talk, this is one of the best trades that I gave today or in the last couple of days actually. So you can see how markets were consolidating throughout these 2 hours. And yesterday, if you remember my video, I said some very important point. Can anyone remember that point? If anyone can remember, please let me know in the comments. I said something about how markets, if they open flat or gap up and they are trading flat the entire day, what can you expect? Can anyone tell me? Please pause the video and tell me. So what I had said is that yesterday, now see, remember these points. I said yesterday, even if the gap up happens, it will not sustain. Why? The RSI is too overbought. It has to consolidate. Now there are 2 methods of consolidation. Either you give a good correction, so RSI literally jumps down, or you do a time correction or you consolidate throughout the day. That's exactly what happened. And if you see RSI from a levels of 85 or whatever that is, it came all the way to current levels of 50, 40, 55 levels. So that's a great consolidation or a time correction that we saw in RSI. Further on, we started entering your the what do you call this? The institutional zone. And can you see? I always have told you one thing. If you're an old member, I've always told you at 1:15 something happens, and that decides what can happen throughout the day. And you can see at the 1 o'clock 1:15 candle, even though that the markets were coming down, you saw very good momentum, and all the other candles were nothing but they were inside that big 1:15 candle. So because of that, I told you earlier. I think I posted a message somewhere around 12:30 or 12:34. I said private banks, Axis, HDFC, ICICI, all were consolidating at the upper end of the range. Nifty Bank is getting ready for another move after 1:15. I also mentioned up move. These are hints I give you. I can't give you calls. But after that point of time, still markets were consolidating. And then I said, no, it's fine. It's time to actually give you the trade. So I said 35,000 call, 250 strict SL. Strict means strict always has stops. That's what Gan said. Never go into a big loss. If you are entering a trade, you might be wrong. Like you were on Friday as well. You took a 7-point stop loss. So I gave a good 40-point SL. I said 295 is the current market price. Buy 35,000 calls. And at that point of time, we were still in this consolidation. So we're having a very, very small SL. And within a matter of couple of minutes, we blasted. And from 295, I think we reached a high of 600. That was magnanimous. I think I made about 80 grand on that. That was one of the best trades I took in the recent past. I started with 295, but then I kept on pyramiding, and I kept on telling you also. Now, this was something very, very important. Why did I take out the money? I'll come to every question that you have in your mind. Why out the money? Because I was expecting big momentum today. I said yesterday, if markets are moving flat throughout the day, something can happen in the institutional zone and buy that. We're not selling the market. We're not interested to sell the market for long term. So we were looking to buy. And that's the reason why I bought 35,000 same expiry. I would not have done that if I was not expecting a big momentum. Also, then I said markets now from 295, they went till 340. After this point, I said something. I said, please now, your SLs are 250. At least trail them cost to cost, or at least get them above the cost. Why? Because if the trade goes wrong now, because the entire day was sideways, and after a big movement on Friday, maybe today could be a sideways day. So if the trade went against us, you would have not made a loss. I think a lot of retail traders make this mistake. They enter options trade, they're in a big profit, but they still lose out. Why? Because they don't trail SLs. This is what Gan said. He said, once your trade starts moving in your direction, again, this is a piece that is in the book of 45 years in Wall Street. I'll read that out to you later. But this is what Gan said. He said, whenever markets move in your direction, you have to keep trailing the stop loss as well. Because if you do not trail SL, you will come into a loss. And otherwise, if you do trail SL, you will never ever lose out lose out on the markets. You'll always be in profit. Now going forward, this was the plan I gave you, and let me know how many people made money on that. Right? I think it was a great idea. Let me know how many people actually made money on that beautiful idea. Axis Bank continued and things continued. I made around 74 grand on that trade. Now, eventually everything was done. Eventually, what happened now? Eventually, what happened was at the top. I don't know what happened. Some selling came in, and this is something which is bothering me. I was bullish, right? I'm still bullish. View still remains unchanged, but some kind of selling came in at 3 o'clock. Whenever a selling comes in the institutional zone, I don't like it because people like the big banks, they're booking profits, and when they're booking profits, I don't like it. Maybe they have some other opinion of the market. That's why Himalaya and I said that if you're holding calls, try not to do so, or try not to hold any positions. Maybe some people have taken puts. I could have recommended that, but I didn't want to. We made some good money. If you followed the advice on the TFA channel today, you must have made some good money. So I didn't want to give any advice to take puts. You might have, could be fine depending upon closing, but I was not, I didn't want to do that. Neither did Himalaya. So we told you, please don't carry any position. You might get gap up, gap down. I'm not concerned. I want you all to start your trade fresh tomorrow. We want to continue buy on dip stance. But this last selling that came in was more in the banks and the financials. You saw how Bank Nifty has stumbled 400 points in 30 minutes. So we'll have to see the data to find out what exactly has happened over here. Is it just some kind of trap, or is it actually the FIIs, the big guys, the pros selling in the market? That is something which we'll have to keep a close watch on. One thing now going forward. Now, what should be the plan going forward? That is something I want to discuss. Now, please, I'm again repeating, the next 20 days till June 18th, June 17th, try to buy panic, right? But it does not mean if I'm saying I'm bullish, or if anyone that you hear is saying it's bullish, markets will go in V recovery, V-shaped recovery. That's not going to happen. You will get dips also. So you have to be very proactive. You have to be very, like a chameleon in deciding when to enter a trade. If you are short in the market, fine, go short, but you need to know when to exit. Because like today, when the markets were coming down, within a second it reversed. Within a second it reversed. So I believe all these things will happen. You might get falls even tomorrow. I'm not saying maybe a 500 point fall comes out tomorrow, but it could reverse immediately. So you have to be very quick in identifying when a bottom or a top is being made. So that will come through experience. And I think the Telegram channel is a good community that you can be in to help you out in that concept. So we'll try our best to find out exact areas where we can find good supports or resistance. One chart I want to share is something I got in my Discord community by one of our esteemed clients, Shubham Dalmia. So this is his work, not mine. And Shubham is, by the way, if you don't remember his name, he's the guy who got you into the Aarti Drugs trade. You all remember 10% Aarti Drugs a couple of weeks back, sessions back. He was the one responsible for that with Shreyans Chheda. So he's back with another chart, great chart. It's a daily chart, and he's giving a forecast. He's saying that Bank Nifty has been forming. He's been moving in this channel for a very long time, and this lower end of the channel is a great support. It turned into a resistance, again became support, again became support, again turned resistance, and now today this level of 35,200 was nothing but a resistance over here. So I feel it's a very crazy charting that he's done, and I wanted to bring it out to the community. So the reason why maybe we got selling from there, maybe something with the profit booking, but with regards to technical analysis, this is something that makes most sense to me. So short-term pain could come, but we'll try to buy the short-term pain. Now I want to show you one video before I start with tomorrow's analysis. I think this is very important. Now please listen to this video of 21st May, because I want to give some levels based on this approach. Dresser has different understanding of how they use Fibonacci. So I'm going to use it from the rally that we started, from the lows of 32,315 back to the highs. So you can see right now we have exactly corrected till the 50% retracement. And as you all know it, even for Fibonacci and even for GAN, 50% level is very important. Because if you start to go below 61.8%, the trend starts to become peak. The rally starts to fade away. But up to 50%, up to 61.8% are good points where people can actually start to again come in to again pour the money. So that's exactly where you've taken support. Even on the 15-minute chart, if I see Bank. Now this is what I wanted to discuss. See, last time, if I show the charts of Bank Nifty, same charts. What happened in Bank Nifty was we got a great rally. And I think we discussed this point even in yesterday's video. I told this how to use the Fibonacci approach also. So I said this that, last time around 17th May, when the markets rally, use a Fibonacci and try to find 50% corrections and try to buy those 50% corrections. And these were the points when we bought the 15,000 calls of Nifty. And we got a very good support there. I've always told you, GAN, Jesse Livermore, Fibonacci, all these guys place emphasis on 50% levels. Now, I want you to do something very similar even going forward. Now, I'm not saying markets are falling. I am saying even if markets fall, we should be ready when to buy, when to sell, right? So if I use the Fibonacci, I'm very happy I've got a sideways here today. If I use the Fibonacci from the lows of the current candle to the highs, you can see that the 50% roughly is churning up to 34,370 levels. So I believe 34,376 to 400 levels, you can take a 50-point range, 34,350, 34,400. I think this becomes a great buy zone. So tomorrow, if markets, let's say, fall here, maybe it's some serious selling that happened today. So if markets tomorrow fall 400 points, 500 points, I believe this should be one area. If I get some kind of bullish pattern here, again, it's important. I can't just buy the level. I want some bullish confirmation there. So if I get a bullish pattern there, I would like to buy there. 34,350, 34,400. Otherwise, another support that I see is 34,573 plus minus 50 points. You can't be always precise. So just keep that point in mind. Another thing is whenever you get a doji, some things you have to keep in mind. As long as the range of doji is maintained, you will maintain in a sideways day, sideways market. If tomorrow the range of doji is not broken, it's again going to be a sideways day. Please remember that. As long as the doji is maintained, it remains sideways day. However, let us say tomorrow the doji low is broken, then some kind of good selling will also come in the market. Please remember that. So if you're a seller, if you want to scalp on the short side, you can actually go short aggressively below this level of 34,500. That could be a level, and you can scalp below that. I think that level is too far. I'll talk about the intraday level, but all I'm trying to say is if the doji breaks, the low breaks, you can get some great selling pressure on the bottom side. Number one. Number two, however, let us say tomorrow, if you open on the gap up side and if you break the upper end of the doji, do not remain short. Do not remain short. Please see this example. A doji came on the market, and as soon as the highs of doji is broken, by definition, doji means sideways, or doji means maybe indecisive market or a reversal can happen. So that will be true only if the bottom is broken without breaking the top. However, if the top is broken without breaking the bottom, that leads to an aggressive buying in the market. That is something you have to keep in mind for Nifty Bank Nifty. If the low is broken, some kind of sideways day, some kind of dip is possible on an aggravated basis. However, as long as you are in this range, sideways days, be an option seller. If the highs are broken, aggressive buying will again come in, because every person who's a buyer in the market has a stop loss at that point of time. Who's a seller in the market? Sorry, I'm very, very sorry. Any person who's a seller in the market, he has a stop loss there. So if the market breaks that, let alone in a gap up, it's going to lead to an aggressive buying that we see in the market. On a 15-minute chart, on a 15-minute chart, things are very simple. So Bank Nifty is, holding this support now. Now this level is being tested multiple times. So Bank Nifty, if you see, has given a range. So as I said, if you are opening in this range and for the first 1 hour, 2 hours, staying in the range, I'm not interested. Remember the previous days. If the markets are moving in the range and they don't want to break out, forget about the markets. Forget about Nifty Bank. Focus on stocks. However, tomorrow, I believe if the markets, let's say they open with a gap downish side, and if in the first couple of minutes, if they start to go down, that could cause some good selling pressure in the market. I believe that could be a great area where you as a scalper can go short. Number two, this area becomes target 34,114. This area, also that level of 34,350, that level also becomes target. But we never know how much selling can come in. Whenever fear comes in, it's always too bad. But please remember, I personally think whenever the fear comes in, be ready to buy also. Don't buy just at any level. I've given you levels, maybe 34,100, 50 levels, 34,350 levels. Try to buy at these levels, small quantity, keep on pyramiding and be safe. What expiry? Not May, but go to the June expiry. Maybe June first week or June second week or June end. Be safe. Now May expiry is just around the corner. It's about to, get over now. So please be careful with that aspect. So I believe if the markets tomorrow really want to go up, it has to open on the gap up side. It has to, and it needs to, break in the very first couple of hours. Same thing is, let's say the markets are opening flattish, and if they are continuing higher, then in that case, I will be booking my profits here. Then I will not be hoping, or I will not be personally trading on the breakout. It's very simple. The scenarios have been given to you. Let me repeat very quickly. If the markets open flat or gap down, not flat, let's say if they open gap down, then and the markets are breaking supports, it can lead to a good fall. Try to either sell, scalp it out, or try to buy at the dips I have specified. If the markets open flat but they don't fall, they start to go higher. And if you are a buyer in the market, then your maximum targets will be this level. I will request you not to expect a breakout in the market then in that case tomorrow. If you want a breakout, you need a gap up opening. And in the very first half an hour, 15 minutes, the markets need to take out this level. That's the plan for Bank Nifty. Bank Nifty, and I also remember this trend line. I told you this, as soon as the trend line breaks, some kind of sideways trend comes in, some kind of profit booking comes in. That's exactly what has happened. So just keep that point in mind. Same is the case for Nifty. Very Nifty actually is a very better range that I can see right now. Nifty is in again very tight range, right, from 15,250 levels to the current lows. So same examples. If the markets are opening flat, gap downish, then you can see levels of 15,120. I think this is a good support that we're seeing. Earlier resistance which has not been tested as support, so could be a good support. Also the levels of 15,080, that could be a great level of support. Further below that, you have 15,000 round numbers. That's one level. And below that, if that fall is big, then you will get some selling till 14,950. I'll give that level. Levels are same: 880, 14,950, 15,000, 15,000 and 80 levels approximately, 15,120 levels. Those levels remain same. If I have to use the Fibonacci analysis on this, I could do that. Why not? I could always do that. Fibonacci analysis, let's see what the levels could be according to this approach. I think according to this approach, yes, so the 120 level is the level which we found out, 15,120. So if the markets fall down, maybe the big fall is big or not. That I think is going to be clear at what happens at the 50% retracement. Generally, if the markets want to continue higher, they will not break 61.8. But 15,120, 15,080. I've given both these levels on the chart. They are good support. Same with Bank Nifty. In Bank Nifty, the levels are, again, let me just repeat it quickly. The levels are 35,000, 34,000, 370, 80 and 30,150 levels. So the levels are there. So that's about the market. I'm still, fine. I still think things are okay. I'm not going to panic in the market. If we have to sell, we'll sell intraday, not positional. I'm not holding or not going to hold 5-6 days puts. I'm not going to do that. If I miss some opportunity on the puts, I'm fine with that. I have no problem. But I want to make money on the upside. I think the trend is about to start. It's already started. It's just pausing. It's just confusing. I believe the all-time high is going to be broken in June. In the next 15-20 days, we're going to reach massive highs. That's my personal opinion. That's the reason why I'm spending more time on equity and less time on options, etc. So just be careful. That's the advice I have. And you can hold puts on intraday shorts. Just finally, last one thought. If you want to short the market, fine, but intraday scalping is good. Do that. I will also do that like today. But generally, try to find dips and buy on the June expiry. With that, I end the meeting. I hope it was useful. And let me know in the comments, share, subscribe. Please like the video, comment TFA family. It would really make me smile if that's what you want. Thank you so much.